A judge has for now refused to dismiss a lawsuit against Britain's Prince Andrew by an American woman who says he sexually abused her when she was 17 years old. We want to bring in Fox 5's Mike Sachs, who is tracking this story and has tracked the Ghislaine Maxwell trial for a while now. Mike, thanks for being with us here on the show. So what is this development and why is it coming now, this timeline?
So this comes from one of the main accusers, the most prominent accusers of Epstein. Her name is Virginia Giuffre. She was known as Virginia Roberts when she was mixed up with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, you've probably seen the photo every time we talk about Ghislaine Maxwell. There's a picture also of a young blonde woman standing next to a younger royal man, Prince Andrew, with his arm around her waist. That picture and Ghislaine Maxwell's in the background. Now, that picture has become synonymous, really, with the Epstein scandal, but also with Virginia Giuffre's own pursuit of justice. Now, she brought her suit against Prince Andrew, saying that photo was part of one of the times that she herself had been trafficked to Andrew for sex via Epstein and Maxwell. She brought suit in the federal court here in Manhattan back in August. This was 2 decades after the accusations, the alleged events took place. But she was able to bring her suit under New York law, accusing him of battery and intentional infliction of emotional distress under New York's Child Victim Protection Act, which permits people who under the age of 18 had certain violations of law against them under New York state law, but otherwise the statute of limitations would have run. It now opens the door for them to then come forward and sue past that statute of limitations. That's exactly what Giuffre did here. But now what happened today was that the judge presiding over the case, his name is Judge Kaplan, he had to consider whether to dismiss the case. Prince Andrew had moved to dismiss the case, saying that a settlement that Giuffre signed with Epstein when she sued him back in 2009 in Florida also precluded her from suing any potential defendants in the future for events related to her involvement with Epstein. Now, this was an under seal document. No one had seen it. Not even Prince Andrew had seen it until it was put forward in this case. And Andrew had argued that this meant that Giuffre could not sue him. He was, after all, according to his reading of the document, a potential defendant. But the judge, after hearing oral argument over the issue last week, today in a 46-page ruling said that is not the case, or at least I don't know yet, because Giuffre says she didn't believe she was agreeing to such a thing, and there are 2 plausible readings of that provision, both that each side can argue. The only way that the judge could have thrown out the case at this point was if there was no other plausible reading to read it other than how Andrew presented it to the court. Again, the judge said it was too ambiguous for him to decide. It's for a jury to decide. So that means the case survived a motion to dismiss. It is now headed to trial.